Hey guys, welcome back. Drip and Farm for Pop. I'm your host, Drip Coach. Let's jump right into it. So we're getting into part 2, and I'm going to play the clips. I promised to play in the other one that I didn't get a chance to, because again, there was just a lot of talk, and rightfully so. This is a hot topic, and again, all of you guys specifically, I know, following my channel, you're here for drip, and this is the first time that we've had this much drip conversation specific to the core mechanics of drip. So Triple D was, you know, something meant to be built on top, and even Scratchy and the gaming, all this stuff was meant to be built on top. So now finally we are looking at changing the core mechanics of drip. So I'm gonna actually put a poll out. I don't have it out yet because there are people on both sides, and I'd like to know how many are on both sides, at least for my channel, because me personally, I'm wrecked. I'll take the change. Like, yes, I got in because of 365%, but it hasn't done anything for me. So if what you're doing isn't working, then change your approach. I'm all about that. So we tried this now for 18 months since I've been in, and I've gotten a bunch of more tokens, and they're worth a bunch less. So I'm personally 100% on board with this, and to me, it can't get any worse. Like right now, drip will continue to sell off and will continue to print more tokens. So it's like exponentially depreciating in value. So I'd much rather say, okay, if we sell off, at least eventually those taxes go back to the tax vault because there's no more drip being printed. Like, that's the way I see it. But I want to know your guys' thoughts. So leave that in the comments here, and I'll make a poll. But let's get into, let's go to the audio first. Let's go to that because I didn't play that at all yet. So this first one talks about the B-Reap and how that's going to be changed and no more self-referral leeching. Let's play that clip.
Instead of relying on inflation to pay out that fixed rate, we first used any drip in the tax vault to pay it, which allows the tax vault to accumulate rewards, which is coming from taxes paid on transaction and a very small, 15-20% yearly inflation rate. And this allows for, potential. Well, first of all, it allows the inflation rate to stop completely, right, with this model. It allows for the utility of DDD and a RAFFLE to still be active and still function for drip. It allows the supply to very rapidly be taken out of circulation, and it creates a sustainable incentive, a sustainable reward for pairing and locking up drip with BNB. And with this, we now have a model where after 100 days, no new drip. It's impossible for new drip to enter the supply. And this whole time, anything that has been added to supply has been offset by no new inflation, right? No additional inflation being created, and the tax that's been being paid over that time. And
let me pause there real quick because it hasn't gone to the B-Reap side yet. But what that's specifically saying is, remember, new drip keeps getting minted or printed or inflated because every time someone puts something in here, you get 3.65x on that. And without 3.65x buy pressure to offset that, then it's going to continue to inflate. So with this new model, it will be basically a 1-to-1. So eventually it just becomes a meme token with a tax, because it's going to have a fixed supply. And because that token, the tokenomics itself already have a transfer tax and a sell tax on it, it won't have the buy tax. You can still buy it from the native DEX, but it'll still have the sell and transfer tax. That means every time it's moved around. So even if someone creates a brand new liquidity pool, let's say, a bunch of drippers get together and take all the liquid drip. This could be something I'm literally thinking on the fly, but the group I'm talking about. So let's say there's 10, 20, 50 of us in the group. We're like, all right, let's all just donate 10,000 drip to this new pool. And we put it in this pool, and whatever, it's paired with something else or whatever the case may be. Well, everyone's sending that either to the wallet or to this pool is going to have that 10% tax. And then every time someone transacts with that pool, if it's a new token or something like that that has liquidity providing for it, there's going to be a tax on that because you're splitting apart the LP. So that's going to eventually replenish the tax vault, because the only way drip will come out of that tax vault is due to sales. and even the cells have a tax on it as well. And then with triple D, you'll have a lot more drip being locked up. So if you want to get the exponential gains on your drip, you're going to have to play triple D. So that's going to make the prizes more attractive. So I think this is great personally. Like I said, like, yeah, I'm wrecked and I like the 365%, but it's doing nothing. So go with this. Like, I'm not upset about this at all. But I know a lot of the people with these multi-max wallets are, but this would be much easier to build on when you have a fixed token supply that deflates. But let's get into the BREAP side as well, because that's what I really wanted to hear. Where is that?
And then after 100 days, it's all drip can do is be removed from the supply. And then we have a drip token, which is reducing in supply, which has this cool raffle, which allows you to win prizes in drip and collect that prize at a rate of 1% a day. You're actually earning an asset now that is, you know, deflating in supply. So it actually has a positive future value proposition, which makes it more attractive to get into it. And the, 2 or 3 other projects that are building for drip can build for drip knowing that they're building for a deflationary supply token. They're not building for a token that's going to continue to inflate and bleed out, right? So this is something that we can do very quickly, right? Because first of all, ending the inflation is as simple as changing the max payout to 100% instead of 365. Changing the minimum BREAP you need to have for downlines above the supply of BREAP. So self-referring and the whole referral system of the Faucet ends.
So that's the clip I wanted to play. Changing the minimum BREAP that you need for downlines to above the supply of BREAP. So that in and of itself is interesting as well. So that means that this will no longer be working. So you won't get any referrals if he changes the minimum to basically this amount here, or he said above the minimum supply or the supply of BREAP. So I guess he could be changing to like 84,000 so that it just never pays out and doesn't work. So that is cool as well. Like, this is essentially eliminating the referral system, which is what I said needs to be done. Now, granted, the damage is done already to it, but this definitely stops it from getting any worse. And there's still time for some of these people to airdrop, but they won't get, whenever this switch gets flipped, they won't get the 365%. So even if right now you had, sitting on dashboard drip, like tens of thousands of drip, if you send it to other wallets, all you're going to do is incur that 10% tax and then waiting for it to come out of those at 1% per day. So it's better to just leave it sitting in the wallet right now and do nothing with it. So yeah, I can't really see a downside to this at all. Like, to me, this is definitely positive. And as he mentioned, people are building for drip, and that's exactly what I'm trying to still do with the community. And this might make it even easier for the community to get behind it, because you now have, again, essentially a meme token with a tax, but it has a fixed supply that will deflate, especially the more utilities that are built out. And that could cause the price to appreciate even with very little buy pressure coming on it. So there's, to me, again, there's lots of positives to this. So I personally can't complain one way or the other.
And at that point, it's impossible for any new Faucet stakes to create inflation. But drip still has the 10% tax, and that 10% tax will go towards a fixed emission rate.
All right, so that piece right there is referring to him creating a pool again with drip BNB. So I don't know what's going to happen to drip BUSD, but the drip BNB pool is what would be created from that. And I just realized this image has been crappy. Sorry about that, guys. Didn't see that. But anyway, you still get the gist. There was nothing to look at. Just listen. So we will see what BB does with his, but personally, I like that. So let's go back to the chats here. Let's see. Now think what would happen if this for months. Inflation, 32. Want to be well defending himself. As I said, I don't leech. I'm one of the good players that has hydrated DCA the past year. Do the ethical thing. I can neither confirm nor deny that. I have no idea. But you've got 200,000 drip. You got in early, so you won, sir. You won the game already. It doesn't matter. Where else we at? The issue is if we don't, how do we stop new people entering to earn 365? You may say increase deposit minimum, but then Triple D breaks. If we built a new Triple D, the TWAP would have an issue because it relies on the faucet. There are more problems, but this is an obvious one. So yeah, again, I get where wannabe Wells coming from. You know, he did this, and say if he did it good or bad or indifferent, doesn't matter. And there's gonna be people on both sides. So that's why I really want to get a poll, because I'm curious. Wonder how many people are on for this change and how many people are against it. I am really genuinely curious. So leave me your thoughts and I can dive into that. The model I came up with this morning, literally while I was lying in bed, works. This is what he's been talking about all this time. We spent a couple days thinking about it, and I spoke with the devs and we were kind of stumped. And I woke up thinking about it. Well, there goes Forex tooting his own horn, making sure he gets his flowers. All right. Onward, upward. Where are we at? Like the solution came to me before I opened my eyes. We will make drip great again. I wouldn't say, please, can you tell me if it's a mistake if I continue investing in the garden? I wouldn't say it's a mistake. It's up to you. Nothing about the garden is going to change. I don't think the drip BNB LP locking options we will put out will be easier for new capital to do well in, mostly because it will have zero bias on when you enter. So I guess he's saying nothing about the garden will change, but based off of the BUSD stuff, I would assume that BB would also make a change. But again, remember, Binance isn't phasing it out. There's just going to be less and less support for it because there's going to be less and less liquidity provided to it. People are just going to move out of it, but they're going to keep the one-to-one peg. So you could keep it and he could keep it as well, and it'll still be worth $1 no matter what. But it might have a bad stink on it. People just don't understand, so they may not want to use it. And yeah, it still shouldn't depeg, but this will be interesting. I'm not sure how it's going to go. Nothing about the tax systems changes. Will there still be well tax? Well tax doesn't change. That's fucked up. I guess it's the first time he's seen this video. Seen that one quite a few times. Well, I'm happy that I can put it on a path to create a solid foundation while I focus on Animal Farm V3 and ReapDAO. And then who knows what we will do once the inflation is under control. So this is an interesting way to phrase things. I wonder if that, because that to me, I could be reading into this, but he says, are you excited again, Forex, on this? I say, I'm happy that I can put it on a path to create a solid foundation while I focus on Animal Farm V3 and ReapDAO. So this does sound to me as though he's letting G Money do this. And G Money did mention that he kind of knows the most about the contracts. So it sounds as though they were discussing back and forth, and then this would be something G Money would implement. Because this is the drip Faucet proxy contract. And as you can see, a lot of things were already added to this. Well, you may not even realize that, but like the drip TWAP, that is from Triple D. The fee manager with dogs, TWAP enabled, sustainability fee for V2, all this stuff. Like it didn't have this many lines of code before, and all these have been changed. And I believe this was from G Money because he was doing most of the changes on drip. So this could indeed be a path forward, and then I would eat that humble pie because yeah, things would not be delayed if G Money is on it and Forex lets him do it. He actually said something about he has the most familiarity with it. Let's see. Yeah, this one. So I've discussed at length with him how to go about it. I'm actually super bullish on the whole thing. Just need to iron out some of the more detailed mechanics. I'm happy to work on whatever mechanics makes most sense. I have an intimate understanding of drip, so I'd be a good person for the job. So I'm quite sure in the discussions that, you know, it's him. He even showed that screenshot that it's him and Forex all the time. So this would be, yeah, I'm all for it. I don't care at this stage. Something's better than nothing. So let it go. and see what happens. Here's another example of what we were talking about. At a minimum, you'd be able to claim deposited minus claimed, earning 1% of your deposited per day. So it'd be that difference, of course, up to whale tax. So I think this is the best of both worlds. You know, even if you deposited a bunch like Wannabe Whale did a month ago, well, already up to this point, it's already gone up, you know, like 1.5x or something like that, because every 75 days it doubles. So he's got at least 50% on that already. So how much more do you need? So we will see. I'm not going to read the rest of G Money's post. Most of them were from already covered with Forex. So let's see. They aren't removed. Multiplier. Yeah, people need to look at the faucet as the problem, not thing to improve or let play out longer. I agree. Yep, this is a fair point. From an automated perspective, compounding is the right choice. Cool. This and not being able to see how good this is for drip. Yeah, I think it's great for drip. I mean, I'm wrecked. Like my 40K, 30K drip, 10K in the animal farm. 30K drip is worth like, I don't know, 2K, 3K. Actually, it's gone up because drip went from a penny to just under 3 cents. So I got a 3x on that value. It was like $1,000 or something, and now it's 3,000. I'll take it, especially whenever this gets implemented 100 days from now. Who knows, man? That to me is way better, because even at that stage, people are just selling whatever is on the market. There is no more new drip being printed. So yeah, I don't see a downside, besides people like myself that was counting on that 365. But I'd much rather have less tokens worth more than more tokens worth less exponentially due to inflation and depreciation. All right, so that's all I got. I'm going to put a poll down in my comments. I want to know what you guys think. Leave the faucet alone, let it play out, or make this change, or yeah, leave me a comment of what you think is another idea or something like that. All right, smash that HBO special, help brother out, like, subscribe, comment down below, and until next time, live daily and achieve your impossible. See ya. Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? SPRITZ Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real-world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now